Hello everyone, this is Pınar Alper and I'm co-founder of Droll Studio. At the same time, I'm one of the Turkish ambassadors of the Women in Games organization, where women in gaming world come together and support each other. Meanwhile, we as Droll Studio are developing a play and earn NFT game, which is called Wolf of Investments. I will briefly explain our game later. Today, I will try to talk about the use of blockchain technology in the gaming world. First of all, I would like to touch on what blockchain technology is. Blockchain technology, as the name suggests, is a database system in the form of chain consisting of blocks. The database system part of this sentence is important because we do indeed store data on these blocks. Blocks are also the smallest units where we can store data on this chain. The data of the database system in the form of a chain consisting of these blocks, it's not located in a single central location or on a server. Data is kept on the network in an encrypted form. The last few decades have witnessed major changes and the development of new business models in the video game industry. We are observing a shift from an industry dominated by the times where we pay to play towards the free-to-play games and now games where we can earn money by playing. While all these developments were being experienced, on the other hand, and on the user side, the sale of in-game items on third-party platform outside the game has already begun. In other words, as can be understood from all these, play to earn, that is the transition to the model we call P2A, did not occur sharply. The demand for this model by users had already occurred spontaneously, actually. Today, although the P2A model has existed for a long time, it has started to be applied more with the increase in the use of blockchain technology and the use of smart contracts and the spread of the cryptocurrencies. On the other hand, play-to-earn games make the player a part of a game's economy and allowing them to earn money while playing the game. Blockchain-based games are the games that contain elements that use blockchain technologies, and these elements mostly based on the use of cryptocurrency and NFTs, where players can trade with other players. In this game model, players earn tokens and assets that have a real-world value as a result of the tasks, such as passing a level or completing a challenge. At the same time, these tokens and NFTs can be exchanged for other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. And players earn income by playing games. Since all this data is stored on the network, players are the real owners of the assets, and these asset transfers are carried out easily as it provides a secure environment. According to the information in the blockchain game report for 2021, startups developing blockchain games received a total investment of $4 billion in last year. And Again, according to the same report, in the third quarter of 2021, $2.32 billion in revenue has generated. The first blockchain games were created in the Bitcoin blockchain. However, over the time, the use of Ethereum blockchain has become more widespread due to its advantages such as speed, cost, and the smart contract feature. In summary, with the financial power of the blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, both the players have been able to earn money from the games, and the time spent in game has been increased. To look at some other important figures in this regard, it started that the game named Axie Infinity reached more than 2 billion monthly active users in October last year, and according to the data published by the company. And some players even use the game as their primary source of income. And according to the Bloomberg's report in November, about 50% of the active cryptocurrency wallets connected to the DeFi applications were used for gaming. And gaming-related NFTs has generated $4.8 billion in revenue last year, accounting for 20% of all NFT sales through. So, what is NFT, which we have all heard of lately, and it's become very popular? Let's talk about this briefly. NFT stands for non-fungible token, as you know. It actually uses the same technology with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum, but this is where the similarity ends. And it sees value as a commodity or product rather than cryptocurrencies. The main reason for its similarities with the cryptocurrencies is that it's connected to the blockchain-based structure. But as a difference of the NFTs is each NFT can be designed unique and different. However, unlike cryptocurrencies, it's not developed in Ethereum's ERC20 standard, but in ERC721 and ERC1150 standards. In the game characters, items, and lands even can be used as NFTs. And NFTs are also valued for their in-game rarity. An NFT game uses NFTs in rules, mechanisms, and player interactions. For example, your special character or avatar can be represented in-game by an NFT. The digital items you will find by playing the game may also be NFT, of course. NFTs belong directly to the player, not to the publisher of the game. The character developed by the player in an NFT game is not owned by the game developer, but is completely owned by the player since it's recorded on the blockchain. This gives players the freedom to own their characters rather than being dictated by the developers. And the character you develop also can be so unique and rare, and it can be sold for huge values. If we look at the subject from a user's point of view, users have started using such games as revenue mechanisms because blockchain creates a record of the transaction made with each asset. Is an independent owner of in-game assets and can trade their in-game assets for profit or other resources. And from there, they began to generate recruiting revenues. There are basically 4 ways to achieve this. The first one is the direct revenue. For this model is the closest to traditional investments in a company. In this revenue model, the users buy NFT tokens or in-game assets such as NFT, but does not participate to play the game. With this way, the player actually finances the development of the game and keeps the assets they bought as an investment tool or kind of a stock. With the increase in the value of the game, the users can get passive income. The second one is the rental revenue. For this model is another way for users who have in-game NFTs and are not actively participating in the game to earn passive income. And the rental model basically implemented in 2 ways. The first is the reward sharing. It is the sharing of any reward earned with the rented NFT among the renter and the owner at a predetermined rate by the NFT owners. These are performed via smart contracts. The second method of the rental model is demand a fixed price for certain periods from the renter. As a result of this fee paid at the beginning of the rental, and the renter has the right to play complete with this character for the duration given to them. And the entire price one remains with the renter. The third model is the employee and scholarship program. This model actually to be on the opposite side of the table compared to the previous model. In the other words, let's call the person who pays the fee for the right to use the asset as a scholar. Users can earn income by participating in the games, by renting without paying NFTs or other in-game assets initially. At this point, users with NFT attach importance to having the knowledge and skills to generate income in-game, rather than just participating in the game while renting their assets. For this reason, especially when the games are rented with the reward sharing method, the user who has NFT and has the right to get their NFT back, if he thinks that the renter does not have skills to generate income. The fourth model is asset utilization. The last income model it is, and I want to talk about this is asset use. Here, the user not only owns the assets, but they also chooses to play to earn income, actively participating to the game. And here is a game economics. The fact that in-game currency and assets have real value, and that players consider games as a source of the income, reveals the concept of GameFi. Here, the concept of spending money on the game has been replaced by the concept of investing in the game. This concept has created a whole new digital economy where players invest their money in the game rather than spend their money on the game. Gaining assets can be valued and results. As I just talked about P2P, F2P games, even the sales of in-game assets by user on third-party platforms has proven the benefits of a solid in-game economy. The in-game token design here is important as it translates the value created through the market and economic growth into real value earned by user. This is where the concept of tokenomics comes into play. Tokenomics refers to data that includes basic information such as the total supply of a particular cryptocurrency, token distribution, and functions. As with all economy models, supply and demand have a huge impact on the price of a token. For this reason, balancing the monetary policy of NFT assets and token has become more critical to ensure the stability of the in-game economy. The economy of the blockchain games, in many ways, are simplified representation of state economies, although it has some similar features to corporate model. Growing such ecosystem sustainability parallels in the monetary and fiscal expansion efforts of treasury and central banks. The purpose of the good economic design in games can be summarized as balancing deflationary and inflationary effects and guiding the treasury efficiency for sustainability and balanced economic growth. And this is the last title about the blockchain for today. Is DAO, means Decentralized Autonomous Organization, which we started to hear more about Web3. This is an organization that are managed by the community and do not have a central authority. I will mention it DAO in short. DAO governance is coordinated using voting tokens or NFTs. Access to a DAO is limited to approved individuals who own these governance tokens in a cryptocurrency wallet, and membership is subject to change. Governance is done through a series of proposals where members vote via the blockchain, and having more governance tokens usually means more voting power. In short, we can say that is a democracy that is cryptologically guaranteed, where players can fund themselves and act with joint decisions. To become a member of a DAO, you need to own a certain numbers of the project's tokens, and these tokens called government tokens. Players can be bought to own management tokens, or as it in the P2A model, they can earn management tokens when performing various tasks in the game. Just as we have seen with NFTs, social networks and apps, the token's value increases as the demand grows. In this context, as the number of people who own the management token increases, the market value of the token also increases. At the same time, those allow a company to get feedback directly from its user base beyond the testers. Users can request a certain feature of the involved in decision-making process in interface designs. And for the last part of my presentation, I would like to mention about a little bit of our game, Wolf of Investments. It's as I said before, it's a play and earn NFT game played using current public company values of the stock exchange market's listed companies. Players are expected to make in-game investments by making real stock exchange market data predictions. This game can be thought as a financial version of the Sorare game. And Wolf of Investments game has a design that can be accessed by everyone in the real world and it's based on the real data, actually. In other words, it's not built on the chance factor or random number generation system. Voye, the Wolf of Investments, was designed with the aim of being a transparent, reliable, stable, and long-term game. Accordingly, Wolf of Investments setup is based on real data, rewards success only, and uses the USDT, which is a stable token. Based on all these, Wolf of Investment stands out from about 99% of the play-to-earn games on the market. By the way, I would like to announce it here too. We will be going on an investment tour for Wolf of Investment soon. Thank you for listening to me.